Hello, everybody. So, since I'm basically without the ability to do much of anything today, being sick and trying to rest as much as possible, I've been kind of in and out of sleep. And I made some of my super tea, which I haven't made in some time. I think I'm going to have to start making it weekly. And I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the reasons why. First, there's two things I'm going to point out that go a long way towards better health in general. One of the worst areas that contributes to really bad health is our kitchen. Because we leave things on surfaces and they get microbes all over them. And most of us, sadly enough, do not get enough antimicrobial elements in our bodies to counteract that. And then we add jackassery to the fire with these. Everybody uses them unless you use a steel wool, and even the steel wools are the same kind of effect. Basically, if you have one of these for more than 2 weeks, you're putting your life at risk. If you start smelling it, it's time to throw it. I get a big, 24 pack at a time because after 2 weeks it's gone regardless, and it starts smelling, and it's because the bacteria starts growing in it. No matter how much you put hot water and soap through it, it won't kill it all, and it builds up over time. So, regardless of how it smells, every 2 weeks, throw it without question. The other thing is, I finally got through my latest bottle of Dawn. It has chemicals in it that approximate smells like lavender scent that this one had, for example. Here's the issue. Those chemicals, no matter how well and rinsed, stay on your dishes unless you wash in a washer. Okay? If you hand wash, you got to be more careful. This white that's in here, and it's still mixed up, and every now and then I have to shake it around. It's a combination of extremely hot scalding water and Castile soap. This is pure Castile soap. Okay, it is a completely natural product, and it can be. This is hemp and lavender, but it's completely natural, and it's definitely like an all-in-one magic soap thing. It's not something you use in your body inside. But Dr. Bronner's brand has been around since 1858. They have all sorts of things in here, and I mean it shows so much that it does on here that it's really just, it's insane what it can do. It's got Christian messages on it. The Bronner family is very very Christian, but it's certified fair trade, made with organic oils. Listen to the ingredients in this: water, organic coconut oil, potassium hydroxide, which is naturally occurring, organic palm kernel oil, organic olive oil, lavender extract, organic hemp oil, organic jojoba, lavender extract, citric acid, and tocopherol, which are all completely natural. There's so much that this thing can do. You can take, literally, dip your finger on it, get water on your hands, wash yourself in the shower. You can put a dollop of it on one of those those long scrub cloths you typically put together and use to scrub your back, ladies. I do the same thing to clean my back. Actually, my girlfriend doesn't. Can't get back there too good. I can do it on my own. It has a lot of good uses. But I've noticed that even though it stays more liquidy in my Dawn bottle, that when I shake it up, I still get plenty of components to clean my dishes, and it rinses fully off. There are times where you will notice when you clean off with Dawn or Palmolive and those other brands, Fabioso, which is so popular now because it's so cheap, you still smell it on your dishes? Guess what? It's not rinsed all the way. So, the 2 things which have improved my kitchen experience a lot is to replace my scrub pad sponge. I'm severely out of it. I can't even tell you guys right now. But replacing my sponge every 2 weeks and switching to this pure Castile soap. My friend Fred actually gave me this bottle. I've heard about it forever. I'd never used it. Convenience and cost of things has always got me to buy the cheapest shit. I can no longer ignore the fact that health and things are precedent over cost. So that is that. Those are the two things. Wash your counters down as often as you physically can. It will make a huge difference in your health. I'm not joking here. It really is amazing. People don't understand the amount of nastiness that's actually on kitchen counters when they don't clean. And it can get you sick or dead. So, I make what's called a super tea. It has components of a lot of different things in it. I also put a lot of mustard on my sandwiches these days. I used to in the past. I kind of got away from it. But yellow mustard, actually considered white mustard, it's really good for a lot of things. And I've got overviews on paper of everything I'm going to talk about. Bear with me, it's hard to talk. I'm very sick. I have to go back to work tomorrow. I have no choice. So I'm trying to accelerate getting some of the stuff out of my body. I've been trying to rest. It's been sporadic. I get restless and I wake back up. So it's just the way it is. So here's the thing with the mustard plant. It helps with muscle pain, respiratory issues of all kinds, detoxification of the body, cells, blood, cardiac health. It enhances getting rid of cholesterol and free radicals in the body. It is a member of the broccoli and cabbage family of plants. A lot of people don't know that. The flower stalks and leaves and seeds are all beneficial in their own way. The stalks and the leaves you can make into tea. The white is considered yellow that we use here in America. It's actually the least of the pungent of the mustard seed types. The black and the brown. The brown is used for Dijon mustard. They all have their own type of elements, but they have commonalities as well. They all have calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, vitamin A, K, and C with folate. Very important. You should check up on what folate is. It's an amazing substance to put in the body. So that's my one on mustard seed. Moving on. And that's not in my tea. I probably will put it in my tea in the future. If I can find some actual mustard leaves, I probably will. Jasmine and green tea combined into jasmine tea, and also jasmine pure plant by itself. Very antibacterial, and also promote production of the great bacteria. They enhance it quite a bit. Promotes metabolism increase to help with weight loss. Very anti-cancers, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory. There's a lot to it. Slows down aging, improves blood circulation, helps lower cholesterol and bad fats in the body. It helps to get that dark fat and start processing it to get it out of the body and be used as energy. It is a highly revered stress and depression reliever. And I already said antiviral and antibacterial. So jasmine in itself is ridiculous. Now, the jasmine tea that I have is not the green tea with jasmine. It's black oolong and jasmine. And let me tell you, it's powerful if you make it in a single cup. Oh my God. You typically, with me, like, you can tell that your filter organs, like when you're drunk, you don't see any color. It's because they're not working correctly because you're drinking too much. When your pee is actually got color to it, it means that those organs are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. When I have jasmine and the black together in tea, which I have dark pee. I mean, dark. Like, it flushes the organs big time. And you feel like $1 million the next day, by the way. Anyway, there's jasmine and jasmine tea. White willow bark. Willow barks in general, actually. I'm going into all of them at once here. All the willow barks have anti-inflammatory use, and they've been around since in use known for anti-inflammatory uses since around 400 BC when Socrates first came around. Fever reducer and anti-inflammatory, back pain, headache, osteoarthritis. I have osteoarthritis. Salicin that's in it was used to develop aspirin. Slower than aspirin, but lasts much longer. Now I'm giving you just brief notes on all the stuff that I read. And there's tons of reasons behind it. You can research it on your own. But they did use the salicins in willow bark as the foundation for formulating aspirin. All of Western science medications are based on nature. They're just intensified and they're given out way too fucking much. So anyway, here's the types. You have white, which is the most common one here in the U.S. Black, which is known as pussy willow. Crack willow, and purple willow, and weeping willow. They're all parts of the willow family. The American sold conventionally is a combination of white, purple, and crack willows put together. I was lucky enough that my friend gave me pure white willow white willow bark. I don't remember where he got it, but it was pure right off the tree. I have it in the tea I've made today. I also have this. I have that black jasmine in there as well. I have thyme in there as well, leaves. Thyme, the leaves, flowers, and oil all have uses. The oil, though, you cannot put it directly in your skin or inside of your body, even as an essential oil. You have to have it in carrier oil to dilute it. But here's what thyme in general does. Anti-diarrheal, stomach ache, arthritis, colic, sore throat, cough, including whooping, bronchial issues, bronchitis, gas. I got tons of gas. I need more. Diuretic, helps you have more productive urination. Really a good thing for people that have like prostate problems and other things that decrease how you pee. It's important to get liquid waste out just as much as solid because you're purifying your body when you do that. It's your body's natural way of purification. So, the oil, and it's a high blood pressure reducer as well. The oil is a natural insect repellent used in a carrier oil, coconut or olive. I prefer defractionated coconut oil. That means it's just been heated up enough to melt and break down a little bit. Quicker to absorb, basically. And it is an strong antiseptic and anti-inflammatory as well. So there's that. It's on thyme. That is also in my tea. This is not in my tea right now. I also have cinnamon in my tea. Cinnamon is a very strong anti-inflammatory. Turmeric and cayenne are in the same family of plant. They are both also very strong anti-inflammatories. If it's hard to understand me, sorry. Like, I just ate a sandwich and it's already fucking with me. Everything right now with me is just really not cool. I'm going to have more of this tea. I'm probably going to end up having to make more, but I'm out of willow bark now. So what I'll have to do is have the willow bark and the cinnamon in the pitcher that I have the finished tea in. So when I make a new batch, I'll put it back in pot and boil it again. Cinnamon sticks, which is when I get them, they pull the cinnamon bark off and they roll them in the sticks. Most people use powder. I use the sticks as much as I can. They get soft really quick in hot water, and a lot of the stuff, the phytonutrients, is absorbed. I do that and the willow bark in my tea when I make it, along with the black jasmine tea and the thyme. I also have 2 tablespoons of pure raw unfiltered honey in there, which is another anti-bacterial, antimicrobial. It's a super duper sickness saver. If I had been more religious about doing it every day, I would have been fine. But it's also very strong antibiotic. It's actually the strongest antibiotic in nature. which I said in my previous video about addiction and sickness. So those are also reasons I use it in my tea. So now we get to mint, and mint is an interesting one for me because I love the flavor, but I can't palate it in its purest form. It's very strong, and I have really strong acute senses in some ways. So it kind of messes with me, and I've gotten used to it though, and I've used it more recently. So here's what the essential parts that happen with mint. It's very useful in helping the enzymes digest your food. It helps with nausea, depression, fatigue, headache, asthma treatment, memory loss. It promotes, and I have this in order, weight loss by stimulation of the enzymes that absorb nutrients from food and consume fat for energy production rather than being stored. So, one thing that I've heard is that if you combine wintergreen or spearmint leaves or tea or oil with green tea, that you will accelerate fat loss a lot. And I'm actually going to start experimenting with that because I've heard that a lot lately. I need to lose some fat. So it's also an expectorant, and it gets rid of phlegm from the sinus, throat, and lungs. It does so also by the anti-inflammatory nature. Those sinus cavities and everything, they shrink down, get anti-inflamed, and you start getting stuff out. So I'm going to have more of my tea that I've made, but I'm also going to be making some mint tea in a little bit. But I just wanted to impart some of that wisdom to you, because if I'm not going to be able to work today, I'm going to be productive in some manner, even if it's just sitting and saying something. At least I've done something more than literally just laying on flat on my back, because I'm a restless person by nature, and I hate not being able to do shit. And I feel fucking miserable, I'm not going to lie. I just hope when I sleep tonight, I'm going to drink a whole bunch of this tea and take a couple drops of pure essential mint oil. See how I feel in the morning, because I need to get back to work, and even being off one day does not appeal to me. But for real, people, 2 weeks, get rid of these fucking things, whether they smell or not. They carry so much bacteria. And I squeeze them, I heat water them with the soap at the end of my cleaning dishes and squeeze them until they're practically dry and let them dry out. And after rehydrate them, I squeeze them so much. Still throw them out after 2 weeks. Get Castile soap. It's a miracle, man. It is a badass natural product. You can even use it to soak in a bath, and it has qualities of soothing too because of the lavender. Also helps with the skin because of a couple of the oils that are in it. But I just figured I'd give a little bit more to you guys before I lay back down and pass out again, because I am just not functioning correct at all.